Coach Jay Thomas, it's game week, and that's got to feel good.
Oh, it feels great. Yeah. We had practice last night under the lights, which we needed. We hadn't had one yet. The one we did have got canceled with rain. But it was good. It was lively. The guys showed up, man, and it was probably one of the best practices we've had in a couple of weeks. So, and we got a bunch of guys that'll get after you, that's for sure. And they were getting after each other last night. But, yeah, it's exciting. We're ready to get going. I know the players are looking forward to it. Today is an academic day for us, and then we'll go back into game prep tomorrow.
All right, talk about the challenges, the many challenges that Baylor presents.
Well, that's a tough question right there, in the fact that they do present a lot of problems for you. And you start with their offense, and then the tempo of the offense. And so, you know, we have an advantage of playing them a couple years ago. We know what it is. Don't know how much they've changed since the changing of the head coach, but I don't think it's going to be that much. And it's going to be, the ball's going to be snapped every 12 seconds. We're trying to prepare for that and trying to make sure we get lined up defensively and we're ready to defend, you know, everything that they do. I mean, they came out in the bowl game and just went totally opposite of what they've been in the past, where they were predominantly a more throw team and hitting the big plays and those type of things. And they ran the football the entire game for 600-something yards. So we're trying to prepare for both a little bit. We know that the quarterback's coming off an injury last year. Don't know who the backup quarterback will be. Maybe get some wildcat type stuff. So we're trying to prepare for that as well. And then defensively, they've always been sound. Coach Phil Bennett's the defense coordinator. Has been for a long time, many years, been around college ball for a long time, well respected, plays solid defense, not really out the ordinary. He'll bring pressure when he needs to bring pressure, that type of stuff, and play a style of defense that is a bend but don't break, and which goes back to the old days. But they play very well and very well taught. They run to the football, very athletic on defense. And then within their kicking game, it's solid in what they do. They don't do a whole lot, but they're very good. They return their kicker. He's a very solid guy. He can hit anywhere from 47, 48-yard field goals. Does a nice job on his kickoff. Their coverages are solid. Protection is solid. So obviously, we're going to have to play very well, and we're going to do what we've been doing. We're not going to deviate from what we've put in from the spring through camp, and we just need to go in this game, and we need to get better at what we're doing and play the game, and let's see where it ends up in the fourth quarter.
All right, this team, your team, break it down very quickly for us, offensively, defensively, and special teams.
Well, let's start with offense first. We feel like we have a lot of weapons there, very deep at the running back position, a lot of guys that can get a lot of touches back there, rotate them in and out. A lot of guys at the wide receiver position that we feel really good about, so we're good too deep there. So we'll get to get all those guys in the game as we go through the game. Quarterback position, we're a lot better in that position at this time of the year than we were last year. So we will play multiple quarterbacks in the first game. All those guys know that. And then with the offensive line, we've had to replace a few guys, both tackles. We had to replace. We'll rotate some guys in there as well and try to get a look at as many guys as we can. Defensively, basically a new linebacking core, so we'll get those guys out and see how they do. Rotate a lot of defensive linemen in and out of the game. Safety-wise, we've got some old heads coming back. We've got some new faces back there. We'll roll some guys there to see how well they do. The corner position is, there's going to be some new faces at corner starting again this season. Unfortunately, we'll be without our two starting corners that's taken a lot of reps all of last year. Basically we had to bite the bullet last year and play freshman corners, but we're going to be without both of those guys and one of them for probably the entire year. But we'll get Ike back next week for the conference opener. So we want to get a lot of guys on the field to play in the game so they can get good game experience. We got a short week. We turn around and play next Thursday against Incarnate Word.
Kicking game, always a key early in the season. A lot of questions to be answered for those of us who haven't been at practice every day. For those who have been, are there that many questions to be answered?
Well, it's those questions have pretty much been answered for us. It just comes down to game time. You know, you always have a concern about your protections and the things that you're doing. So you need some really solid live reps, particularly field goal protection. We got to put that to the test. Hopefully, we get an opportunity to do that quite a bit. You know, we feel good about our snappers, too deep there. Kicking wise, Eric Conan coming in. He's done a tremendous job. Look forward to seeing him under the gun and see how he does. There's no doubt that he'll do well. He's handling punting chores, kickoff chores, and kicking for points for us. So he's going to do all of those things. And if we get a chance, maybe we get to see a couple of young guys get in and kick too as well. We just got to see how the game's going.
All right, Coach, it's a road game. I know you put a lot of thought into preparing for a road game, but for Coach T, away from the football game itself, what makes for a good road trip?
Well, a little R&R, you know, try to take advantage of that. Either riding on the bus when Officer Pezant's with us in the escort, I'll usually try to ride with him. And usually we get a lot of things solved that way where he's not having to call me on the cell phone on the bus and we need to stop here or go there. We can make those decisions pretty quick with me riding with him. And it opens up another seat for players, a little more room, that type of stuff. But yeah, it's just to get a little rest. I may doze on him every once in a while, but he won't let me sleep too long, that's for sure. But yeah, just to rest and kind of get ready to go for the game day.
Do you like riding with Trooper Pezant because of all the gadgets in his vehicle?
Oh yeah, it's fun. You know, I get to play with the sirens every once in a while. I don't think I'm supposed to say that, but I might get myself in trouble, or him.
Just out in the countryside somewhere where there's nobody around with the cows, right?
You know, it's interesting. Yeah, you can go in and, you know, you can check scores and maybe watch a movie on the laptop, that type of deal. It's actually pretty good, yeah.
Very good.